Hello there, welcome back to the Roman Empire. Last time, well, we created Leon and we beat Castile. We also created Granada, which is wonderful. And we're currently in a war against, as you can see, Portugal and England. Now, I actually have to make a decision. A very, to some degree, important decision. And that decision is actually really simple. Do I want to get to England now? Do I want to go to England and start messing around with them already, or do I want to wait? And I think the answer to that is actually go to England and just take one province, take a very cheap province, something with the lowest base tax that's at the coast again, and I think it would probably be Connacht. We're just going to take Connacht for its sole purpose of actually having a base in the area, but I would prefer to have it on the English mainland, but I can't always get what I want, and potentially here this could help trigger the well, not revolutionary, but potentially a the revolts that we'll start with in England. And of course that would be really beneficial if I can pull that off. But I'm a little bit unsure how we're going to handle this, so I think we are actually just going to wait. It seems to actually be the best scenario. What I can do now is actually declare war on, as you can see here, the French. And I think that's actually beneficial because then I can, again, get that land connection up and running. So we're going to start fabricating a claim on Languedoc, and I think that is going to be it. I'm also kind of tempted to try and vassalize the Pope, and the reason why I'm tempted to vassalize the Pope is because I can then use them to, well, eat land, or potentially I'll vassalize Armagnac, basically steal one of France's vassals, potentially go after Brittany here. That could be an option, but again, it's kind of a I don't know what I want to do or how I want to handle this scenario right now, because there's so much I can do, but I don't really have a very good way of well, doing said thing. And again, that is kind of the issue here. Now, I have no idea why the English fleet actually just threw itself at me, but I'll take it. It's a free kill, which is wonderful. But again, yeah, as I said, I'm going to have to take probably, as I said, a quantity set of ideas, a military set of ideas, because they have changed how the system works. You cannot actually take, well, we'll allow them to remain free. You can't actually take two idea sets, or basically more than 50% of your idea sets can't be of the same group. And thus we end up in a very, well, awkward position here in terms of getting exploration. Probably the first idea you should ever take as a custom nation is exploration, as it turns out, since you won't discover anything right now by, well, random. So I think we'll go quantity again, get some more manpower, get everything here going, so we'll have a huge army that is easily supplyable. That would be hilariously good, and we'll get comfortability, we'll get discipline, we'll get land force modifiers. So all in all, if we go quantity, we'll have an army that can rival anything in the world, more or less. And of course we're also going to go ahead here and deal with the Portuguese fleet and also the troops here, providing that I can actually get there on time. And I think I can. I'll just drop my troops up in Portugal, sorry, Rome, and that should help it. And as you can see here, it seems like either they are getting rid of their fleet or it's actually suffering attrition. As far as I know, the AI don't actually suffer attrition for their fleets, so I would expect it to just, well, die out here. And I know that my capital isn't in Rome. It's been noted several times. The reason why my capital isn't in Rome is, again, I'm part of the Holy Roman Empire, and I cannot move my capital to this province without war, and I can't move out of the Holy Roman Empire, so I need to either get Austria to love my ass, which is highly unlikely, and then I can add it. So again, it's kind of an awkward situation of it's not going to happen, most likely, which is, again, kind of bad, but it's just how things are at the moment. Now, as I said, I think we're going after France. They're just allied with Trier. It should be a very simple smash and grab, and all things considered, that's really all it should be. It should be basically smash and grab. So I think we'll go for that. We'll take the next idea: diplomatic influence, diplomatic reputation +2, really helpful. And apparently we still have some Navarran rebels that could pop up, but it should be fine. We lost our, well, rival, Venice. They're not strong enough anymore. But nothing to do with that at the current moment. Unfortunately, Hungary has a peasant war. Too bad for Hungary. But yeah, as I'm saying here, Rubard has tragically died. We need a new heir. Noble from House de Trastamara. I don't want a noble from the House Trastamara. I want a noble from House Bax to continue, but, well, that's just how things are. But again, it will attack France here. The goal will be to take, I think, Poitou and Gascogne. Both of them really expensive provinces to core, per se, so probably not the best idea, if you consider it that way. But, as I said, if I can vassalize one of, for instance, Armagnac here, I probably will. But we'll have to see what we end up with here. Let's just go ahead and declare war. The goal will be to take Languedoc. And how are we doing in terms of troop count? As you can see, 31,000 versus my, well, far more, I guess I could say. And we'll just join up these two forces here to destroy the army that's currently sitting here. And hopefully we can just straight up destroy it. And we did. 14,000 men out of the equation, just like that. It's wonderful. I have no idea why there's a Grenadian army up here and a Leon army up here, but I would expect it's just because they're sieging English provinces, which is, again, it's kind of an interesting thing, really, the fact that they went out of their way to siege the English provinces is actually really impressive. We have a new heir, a Prosina, 621. Good in the admin department, which could be helpful, since we will have to take admin tech, or focus on admin tech. There's also apparently, they're actually going for my lands here rather than anything else, which is, to be perfectly frank, it's perfectly fine, because we can just send this army home and deal with those troops. And I'm still looking to see what I can actually get out of Portugal. Again, the goal here is to take these 4 provinces and hand them over to Leon, which will cause a lot of people to get pissy. That's just how things are. But it will also cause, or make it a lot easier for me to have complete control here. Brittany declaring war on Provence is kind of interesting too. But as of this moment, all I really have to do here is wait, and I think we should be able to come out of this with the advantages in our court, if you will. I'll actually have to retreat from... No, I'll win this battle, surprisingly enough, I think. Yep, we won that battle. But we did sacrifice a little bit more men here than I would have, well, preferred. But, again, that's just how things are sometimes. We'll move this army to Perigord, we'll move this one back to Narbonne. And, again, it will just go on the offensive rather than wait for our enemies here to get, well, aggressive towards us. And do I want to focus on military tech, or do I want to... I'll hire another general, because it's just, we're just getting too many points. So I can hire another general by, well, relatively safely. And hopefully here, get rid of this army, which we almost did. But yeah, again, the goal will just be to try and take Poitou and Gascogne in this war, I think. And I'll have to see here if I can also get a vassal or two, because we are too far away here from actually getting that extra diplomatic relation here from our ideas here. Granada and Leon, both of my vassals, we no longer have truces with them. They could attack me if they so desire. But I think I'm just going to leave it here. I'm going to do a lot of sieging. If there's any interesting battles, I'll show you. If not, then I'll just leave things as they are. And we'll see how this pans out. But both of these wars are going really, really well for me. So I would expect there to be no problems at all. We'll just have to see how it goes. So, as I said, if there was any big up to show you, the French just arrived with a 20k force. Basically, this is the entirety of their, well, remaining forces, and thus it's not anything to be, it's not something to be trifled with per se, but it's not really a scary force either. It's really easy to control, as you can see. Now, funnily enough here, it's actually kind of a simple border here. Basically, this is the border between war and not war. Berry is not something we're at war with. Orléans and France, the northern France part here, is what we're at war with, hilariously enough, as you can see. So basically here, I'll just use the southern parts of France, because that should be enough to give me Gascogne and Poitou. And potentially here, I think I'll just go for this, because again, I do have admin points to spare. Hilariously enough, I do have them to spare. And military checkpoint wise, it's also perfectly, well, alright to just wait here. The only real concern by what I'm doing is that potentially I could get a coalition of some of the European forces against me. Now, right now, truce time wise, we have a truce with Castile that lasts until 75. We need to be ready to declare a new war there as soon as that truce is up. And we do have, as you can see, a casus belli, so we don't have anything to concern ourselves with on in that regard. Of course, the fact that Aragon is allied with him could mean that I will have to drag Aragon into another war right before the Castile War. So that's going to be interesting, but it should be perfectly possible. Croatia's actually gotten a few more provinces here, and that is not my doing. I have no idea who did this, but it seems like Hungary has actually collapsed on itself because we have Transylvania here, and that again makes it really easy here. So I think what we will do during the downtime that we're currently having right now, because there's no better way of describing it, we're having a downtime, is basically go after Hungary and try and secure some of these lands here that basically border towards the Ottomans. Reason why is very simple. I will have to fight the Ottomans sooner rather than later, and if I can secure the lands that are bordering the Ottomans, as I said, it will make it a lot easier if I can then just have the Ottomans siege Croatia, for instance, and then I can run around doing whatever I want. And of course, even though I am going to grow Croatia slightly, it's still going to be possible for me to rely on that, I'm pretty sure. So with that in, if I consider that, I should be perfectly alright. Now, I'll probably not go ahead here and make a how should I put this? Take on like a I'm probably not going to go ahead and make a vassalization of this war with France. It's just not going to be beneficial enough for me, I think, so we're going to leave things as they are in that regard. 8th of December. Just slow it down a little bit here. There we go. Everyone joined up, and let's see here how this battle goes when we get some reinforcements. But again, yeah, I'm not actually going to try and destroy the French army here. I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't actually take any of the southern lands here. That's all I need to do. Now, I have no idea why they choose to go there, because that is a hilariously bad spot for the French army to go, no matter how we look at it. It could actually cause a wipe now if I'm lucky, but I doubt it. We got too many negative modifiers there. But it seems like due to the fact that France is actually cut off from, well, its main lands, that it's actually in a very awkward and potentially devastating position here, and they are, so that's good. I'm also going to be again moving the troops here into the Hungarian lands. I'm going to be relying a lot on the mercenaries still. There's no reason for me not to rely on mercenaries, basically. Provence, my truce there is up, and I think we'll ignore the point because we can lose some military power without any concerns at all. Truce between Aachen, so the first, well, set of wars here, the truces are actually starting to end here, which is interesting. I might have to send a bigger army here just to deal with the potential, well, Hungarian troops. But I think France is basically ready for a peace deal. And again, this will cause a tremendous amount of aggressive expansion. So I think we'll just keep that out of the deal for now. And even this is going to trigger some sort of coalition within the Holy Roman Empire, which is kind of bad. And it will give me 60% overextension. So again, it's two very valuable provinces. And again, I don't really want to do this, but I think vassalizing Armagnac in this war and feeding them provinces in the future to lessen my strain on admin power is probably the best idea. And then taking Languedoc as well, just to again connect my lands more so than anything else. I don't want to, so I don't have to rely on my fleet to move troops between Spain and Italy. So I think that might actually be a better idea here in terms of truce. If we vassalize, as I said here, we could vassalize Orleans. It would be a very nice place to attack from. But Armagnac already has two provinces, as you know. They have this one, 8 base tax total. And of course, I can just keep on growing them. So I think it's better to just do this and this. Potentially I could hand this over to Armagnac as well, but I kind of want to keep hold of that myself, because it will be a lot easier, I think. And we want war operations. We want you to give up claims in Burgundy. I kind of want a strong Burgundy here, because it will potentially go against me in the future too. But I think a stronger Burgundy could result in the Holy Roman Empire and the Holy Roman Emperor not being able to focus as much on me. And if he focuses much on me by coalition or whatever, then Burgundy will take its chance and basically eat the Holy Roman Empire princes, and thus we end up in a in a very good position. So give up claims in Burgundy, and I don't actually take any hits from doing this, so I can just force them to give up claims in Champagne, for instance, Burgundy and Champagne. Then we can potentially get, as I said, a very strong setup here, if you will. Other than that, I don't think there's much more. I don't think there's anything else I want here. Yeah, we'll go for this. Perfect. So Armagnac is now a new vassal, and we actually got a rebuild in Languedoc as soon as the war's over. That's an interesting one. But I think I can win the war against Hungary here with just my mercenary forces. And again, it shouldn't be too much of a problem dealing with all of this. I should probably try and lessen the strain here, but other than that, I should be fine. Vizcaya is apparently where people are pissed, so you guys will go to Vizcaya, you guys will go to... They're actually leaving, which is good, because that helps. We'll also increase the autonomy because it's just easier. And Armagnac does actually hate my guts. 72 aggressive expansion. So if you consider that, I definitely need to start solving some things here. And once Portugal is actually done for, then it will just keep on getting worse. So I don't know if I want to take anything extra from Hungary here, other than the two cores that Croatia currently hold. I think that is actually the safest bet, and potentially just annexing Croatia already then. It could be for the best, so I might just go ahead and do that. But the Hungary war, not really anything of interest will most likely happen here. So I'll just fight it on the side here, and I'll be back very, very soon. There we go, we can now take postal service for our, well, plan. Postal service will give us, again, infantry combat ability plus 20%, and also that extra diplomatic relations. So that means this thing will vanish, because we can now have 5 diplomatic relations. It just need to get time going. And, well, other than that, there's not really much else going on. Portugal is still being kind of a stubborn man here. But I'm also kind of surprised here that England doesn't actually... well, that I only still have 61% war score. I think I just need to wait here. Again, we have Lyon and Granada doing a lot of sieging in, well, northern France, Normandy. So I just need to wait for them to do their job, and then everything is, well, good and dandy, I guess. And I think we might as well just get rid of the Pope here. Seriously, it's just an eyesore right now. But we have a Bavarian army here, which is not the most beneficial thing I've ever seen. And apparently Hungary here doesn't actually have any money, because as you can see there, that army didn't have any morale whatsoever. And thus, I'm pretty sure that once we have siege, possibly 1 or 2 of these provinces, that Hungary will just straight up give up. So that should be a very, very simple war. But we will end it next time. Thank you for watching. Please have a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and we'll be back next time. Bye.